Man, I was just sitting here taking me a quick break and was thinking, brothers. And I was thinking to myself, man, that, the only thing that I want for my brothers, man, the only thing that I want people to experience in this life is to really just simply know who they are and know what they're capable of. I said this before, man. One of the most painful things for me to watch, man, is people roaming this world in misery, sad, depression. You name all the low vibrating states, having no idea that they are in full control of this whole situation, man. Having no idea that they could change their scenario at a drop of a dime. That pains me, brother. And the thing is, it bothers me even more when I talk to people and they have these grand ideas on how they could move, on how they should move, on how they could get themselves out of their situation, but they fail to do it. And in my mind, I'm like, what are you waiting on? I'm like, you have the perfect exit strategy. You could come out of this bottom at any point in time, but most people don't move on it. And the thing is, it's simply people not trusting their vision. People don't trust their vision. And it's not even about people trusting their vision. It's more of people not trusting the source of their vision, which is self, which is not trusting the source of self. What people are really saying is, in a nutshell, you know what? I'm at the bottom. I know how to get out of this thing. I know how to create my own world, but I don't believe that source energy is what it says it is or does what it says it does. You're not saying anything else when you don't move in the way you know you could move. Think about this, man. The majority of people know how they should be moving to get the result they want to get. They just fail to do it. It comes down to them simply not believing in self and believing in source. There's no other answer. There's no other answer, man. I know we were talking about yesterday in the Power Circle, man. Monday morning meditation. We were talking about truth. And the thing is this, man. Anybody can get on the gram or the book or the tube and say anything. Anybody can be in your circle of friends or your people you talk to and say anything. You can't get around your truth. You can't lie about your truth. I'm saying this. There are two people you can't lie to. You can't lie to yourself, and you can't lie to men of understanding. Because a man of understanding knows, regardless of what you're saying, regardless of what you're talking about, your truth is the world that's formed around you. Like, you can front for the gram and everybody else, but your truth is the world that's formed around you. That's why it makes no sense to sit here in front in life. Just create a new truth and move in a different energy, bro. But you have to first acknowledge that your truth. I'll say this. If your truth and what you desire differs, all you have to do is go in and say, you know what? Let me examine myself. Let me go to this quiet space, this silence, this solitude, this stillness. Observe myself. Look at the things that I don't like about my life. Go to the root cause of them if I can, and correct them. Get rid of those things and form me a new truth. Like, as difficult as we might make life seem, and when I say difficult as we make life seem, I'm talking about when people start talking about salvation and all these rituals and all that stuff, all everything associated with that. I mean, that's cool if you want things to be a part of your practice, but when it comes to just living, when it comes to just being human, brother, it's simple. Like, why do we complicate this thing, man? It's simple. It's simple to be human. All thoughts that go into this thinking stuff, this ether, that's what's manifested. What's manifested, what your truth is, what you see around you. So if you don't like it, simply change it. What that does is that completely eliminates what side of the tracks you grew up on. That completely eliminates saying, oh, well, this group of people are privileged. It said, okay, if these people are privileged, then what are their thoughts? What thoughts are they having to make them that way? And what thoughts are you having to consider them to be privileged? Any issue you have going on in your world, man, is simply coming from you. It's simply coming from you. And my thing is, if a person just understands that and nothing else, man, they'll begin to unlock the chambers in their mind, man. They'll begin to unlock the chambers in their mind. But we have to stop overcomplicating it. We have to stop making it hard. We have to stop putting all these rituals on it. Because then what you're doing is, when a person is saying, you know what? I can tell that I've been sleeping my whole life. Now I want to come out of this thing and start moving in my highest order. How should I move? We start sprinkling baptism water on them and Lord's Supper on them. And you got to take a pilgrimage on them. Like, bro, it ain't that hard. Understand that the source is what it is and does what it does. And that you are made in the image. End of story. Ain't no heaven and hell. Ain't none of that bull crap. End of story. I'm telling you, bro, it almost irritates me. It irritates me when I see a man that's desiring truth, that's craving knowledge, but he can't get through the BS that everybody is hitting him with. It's like, no, bro, it ain't that hard. It's not that hard at all, brother. All you have to do is be human. Be human and believe in self and believe in source. End of story. Everything else is just the bells and whistles, man. Everything else is just the ornaments, brother. It's not that hard, man. But we have to compose and walk in our own truth. And this is everybody. Because when you're growing up, your truth, you know, of course, when we're born and we're infants and we're day one, of course, we have this spiritual truth that's just simply embedded in us. But by the time you get 5, 7, 10, 12, 15, brother, you got 100 different truths in you, which have created 100 different fears in you, which is pulling you in a million different directions. You'll never experience abundance like that. If you gotta walk in 35 different energies between sunup and sundown, you'll never experience abundance. What do you mean, soul? If you gotta wake up and you wake up in the morning, you do your meditation, you do your rituals, you do your chanting, and you get in this Zen state or whatever you want to call it, and you're on cloud 9. But now you gotta go interact with the woman in your life. Now you gotta go interact with the boss. Now you gotta go to the grocery store and interact with those people. Now you got to interact with the teachers at your kids' school. If all those different scenarios pull out a different energy in you where you have to become somebody else, brother, you're a man of many truths. And again, you'll never see abundance, brothers. The first thing a man has to do, man, is form his own truth. There's nothing more powerful than that, man. There's nothing more powerful than a man that can be himself 24 hours a day. One person. You ever see people, man, well, you know, you can talk to them or you know, back at the job, you can talk to him at the job, and then you go to his house and he around his wife and kids and he a whole different somebody else. Then y'all go out and hit a bar or go out and hit a spot, you know, fellas night out, and he's somebody else. It's like, bro, who mans is you? Who are you? A man doesn't even know himself if he has to change up every 5 seconds. I don't know, brothers. All I'm saying is this. It's not as hard as we make it seem. Tapping into understanding, becoming a man that's in the know, becoming a man that can roam this world without fear, becoming a man that can create his own world, his own bubble, call his own shots. It's just a matter of a man deciphering his truth. And if it's not what he wants, fix it. Fix it. I read this all the time, man. I read this all the time in the Master Key System. Master Key System, Charles Hannah. He said this, man. All conditions, and I read this all the time, brothers. All conditions are thought creations and therefore entirely mental. Disease and lack are simply mental conditions in which the person fails to perceive the truth. As soon as the error is removed, the truth is removed. That's what I just said, man. Any issue you have in your life, brother, just go inside and say, you know what caused it first? But even if you don't go there, you don't even have to get to the root cause of it. All you gotta say is, you know what? This is an unwanted desire inside of me. Let me put something new in there and create a different world. Man, it's that simple. I wish there was more I could add to it. I wish there was more secret sauce to add to that, man. But it's simply that. It's simply knowing how to be human, man. So all I'm saying is we have to trust the vision, brothers. Not only do we have to trust the vision, we have to trust the source of the vision, which is self. Not only do we have to trust the source of the vision, which is self, we have to trust the source of self, which is the all. And the thing is, if you're scared to move in your highest order, what you're ultimately saying is, I don't believe in the source. I don't believe that God is what it says it is and does what it says it does.